Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Did you have a good weekend? This is Teerri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, coming to you from her studio. Live in her studio, Teerri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer. How are you guys? How's it going? So today you noticed I put up the Cruella words. I thought that would be a good idea. For an early birthday present, as I mentioned before, my husband got me a movie night Saturday night. And we had this amazing pizza. I don't eat pizza very often. And when I do, it's a treat. So I'm very particular, as he is, as to what it was. It was so good. And my Saturday and my weekend was very, very taxing. I have a ton of deadlines. And all of a sudden, when I woke up Saturday morning, I realized how close those deadlines were. And we still have the ghosts brewing here and there, but the ghosts are not due to arrive till the end of this month. And then I just want them to take a quick stop here before they launch into off to see you, the adoptive parents. So I really work hard to make it a puddle jump. Blink, and off they go into your hands. They don't stay here long. They only stay here long enough for me to test them. So they are coming. Manufacturer just sent me a picture yesterday saying they seem to be cooking along well. So put your hands together and, oh, please. 5 sets will go out. And then we'll do 5 sets to, each month to get them to you, the adoptive parents. But on top of all of that, I have several other deadlines that I have to do. And all of a sudden, they were coming to a fruition, like they were coming together. I will let you know that tomorrow I am doing a podcast with someone in Nova Scotia. How about that? Whoa, what? And I want to thank you for that. If you've got a podcast and I can help you by being a guest on it, don't hesitate to write to me, Teerri@TeerriHardin.com. I'm more than happy. Or you can always reach me here on Instagram. You can send me a message, whatever. I'm happy to be of service and help you guys out if you need it. Okay. Today is Monday. Today is crazy. I was going to do the dinosaurs contest, but a couple more stories came in and I didn't get to read them. So Friday for sure. Okay. I know I've been putting it off and I apologize. Saturday was a very, very grueling day for me. I have a dear friend. I think I mentioned that I lost someone very close to me and I wasn't functioning well. Well, I'm doing better, but her husband is not. And we had to wait a little while because he had a real hard time once she passed. He was not doing well. Of course not. He's been with her like over 75 years or 72 years. Let me just say over 70 years. Okay. And so we went to see him and it was good. It was really good. But that can be a challenge. Yeah, that can be a challenge when you visit somebody who is grieving. You want to be there for them, but you don't really want to, I know you're going to find this hard, those of you who know me, but you don't want to do all the talking. You kind of want to let them do the talking so that they can start the healing process and you let them talk about whatever they want. Yeah. Yeah. When I lost my mentor, Pat Breimer, some people really helped me. And I still have yet to see his significant other, but I know that Jimmy needs time. But the reality of it is that, it takes time for you to, whether it's fur baby that's close to you or whatever, it takes time. So back to Cruella. Let's get off of this. I wanted to talk about Cruella. My husband said, as an early birthday present, we can spend the money and unlock the vault to see Cruella early on Disney+. And I was very excited to do this, especially after a long day of service, which is the way you guys can do something that makes you feel better is to do something for someone special. It'll make you feel so much better. If you're feeling down in the dumps, go do something nice for someone. One of the things that we did that was super simple is we went up to see my husband's mom and we brought her a malt, chocolate malt, done the right way. Okay. What's the right way, you may be saying? It's vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, malt. That's a true malt. Okay. No chocolate ice cream happening here. Not the right malt. But my husband said, how would you like to see Cruella? Are you awake enough? I go, yes. So we had this delicious pizza and we watched this movie. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because there's a lot of people of you out there that may be waiting for it to be free on Disney Plus, and you're waiting, or you've gone to a theater to see it. If you've gone to a theater and said, it, great, but it's still new enough that I don't want to say any specifics. But one of the things I think you all know is when you watch the previews, it's very clear is that the costumes in this film are phenomenal. They are absolutely off the chain, and they are beautiful. And there's a sequence that we actually see in the previews at my husband said it would have been great if it was done practical. And I'm looking at it going, I don't see how it could have been done practical. Thank goodness for CG. And I don't find myself saying, thank goodness for computer generated effects very often. I think we use them too much, way too often. And a lot of times people think they can replace story, which they cannot. But in this case, that was just, there were things, costumes in that movie that blew me away. And I'm not going to tell you any specifics because there's a couple of sequences that if I did, it would spoil it for you. And I'm not here to do that. Overall, Cruella, I thought that she was amazing. This lead, wonderful actress was lovely. She really embodied it. My husband said he was getting kind of ghosts of Harley Quinn. Marvel, yeah? Harley Quinn? Or is she DC? See, I'm not into comic books, so please feel free to correct me. But he kept looking at the movie and going, ooh, I'm getting Harley Quinn vibes, which was kind of interesting. I had seen the movie Harley Quinn, but I don't think that I could see that once he said that, but I didn't really get those vibes because that's not my jam. But the costumes were fantastic. There's a very good chance I may want or may recreate some of them, which would be a lot of fun to do because they are just a challenge. Some of the things that I saw happening in this movie defied the brain. It was just, they were just delicious, just delicious costuming. And it was really worth, I'll tell you right now, if it turns out that you see this movie and you're kind of, wow, it didn't make you come out of there going, wow, that's amazing. They finally got it. If that doesn't do it for you, then hopefully the costumes will sustain you so you don't feel like you wasted your money. Because I didn't feel like that. I watched it another time because I like seeing the costumes. I was not coming out woohoo like I did with Cinderella, Kenneth Branagh's original. The one that he directed with the pumpkin that gets big and breaks the greenhouse. I just thought that was just brilliant. Oh, that Cinderella is so wonderful. It's wonderful to watch the animated Cinderella and then watch that Cinderella. That's just such a fun movie. And Kenneth Branagh just knows how to direct. That's all I'm going to say. Please do more. But Cruella was one that kind of left me. The story was a little, for me, a little shaky. There wasn't, how can I say this? I didn't feel there were moments where I was like, it's one of the problems I'm having with a lot of Disney films lately. They tend not to allow you to feel. You don't have that peril feel. There is one sequence in there that kind of gets you, which I appreciated that. But then after that, there really wasn't much, in my opinion. But, and I don't think that's going to spoil it for you. And you don't have to take my opinion, all right? You just, I think it's worth seeing. And many of the people on Teerri's tribe, which I have mentioned, I always mention it. Of course I do, right? But Teerri's tribe, which is on my Patreon page. And if you decide you want to join, all you have to do is go here to join. It's $5 a month and you get a Zoom call every week and 2 broadcasts that happen before this one on Mondays and Fridays. And the thing is that they informed me because I can't know everything. Okay. I'm an Imagineer, but it doesn't mean I know everything Disney. I rely on you. I really do rely on you when it comes to Disney stuff. And I asked my tribe about Cruella on the last Zoom call. And I did this because I wanted to hear their opinion, and they liked it. They really, really enjoyed it. I don't think a single person went, meh. They really enjoyed it. And I know I've told you about my friend and tribe member, Holly McKenzie, but I asked Holly about her children, because I said, did your children, let me just get back to one. Here we go. I asked her how her children liked it. And one of the questions I asked her was, when did her children check out? Okay. Now that doesn't, you know what I mean, right? Is your child will watch a movie for so long, and then at some point they will do something else. They'll stay, but they'll be twiddling their thumbs, or their attention goes somewhere else. That's called checking out. Now, Frozen, I didn't see kids check out at all. The first Frozen, A to Z, and that's pretty good for 90 minutes. A little kid completely captivated in a film for 90 minutes is anyone who has little kids will tell you that's a blessing and an anomaly. Okay. So what Holly told me was her kids checked out after an hour. And I can almost tell you, Holly, dollars to donuts right here, live and in person. I will tell you that I did the same. I think after an hour, well, in the beginning, I felt it was kind of slow. So I started to have other things happen. So just like a kid, because I have more of a childlike brain. I'm going to just put it out there, Ooh, butterfly. But the point is that that's what happened. And I was really grateful to her, because then I said, well, that's what's happening. So I can't, judge it by that. But the costumes kept me captivated, and I really did enjoy it. I really, overall, acting was lovely. Great to see the people involved. I later saw an interview with some of the actors, and they were saying that the music was just phenomenal. And I thought the music was a bit distracting. So, in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's got the Walkman and he plays the music. Well, that works for me. I think for me better than in Cruella, because they are not necessarily they're kind of flying in the ship. They're flying, or he's flying, or there's not a lot of, you don't really need to pay attention to someone who is in, what have I done here? Okay. All right, cool. I really am on this kick of messing this up today. There. Did I fix it? Yes, I fixed it. Okay, I fixed it with my foot. All right, let me just get that out of the way so that I don't do that again. But I thought the music worked better in Guardians of the Galaxy when you're doing music that, especially since that music is my music. Okay, so the minute they did it, I started singing along, because I heard this music in high school. It's a Walkman, after all, and I actually know what that is, and I own several. But the point is that in this movie, I found it a bit distracting, and sound is so essential in a film that you have to really think about what that's going to be if you're going to make, if you're going to do a film or you're going to make a movie, and you just can't stick anything on there, because that is their intellectual property. So you can't just paste your favorite soundtrack onto your film without paying royalties to the person that you're doing it. So when I did this little movie back here that's behind the microphone, this was my silent film. I actually paid a guy to write the music. So, and he gave me the rights to my silent film. I'm using it. He wrote it specifically for my little silent film. And I will be posting that soon. This week is going to be crazy, so it won't be this week. But so I felt it was distracting, but a lot of the other people find that the younger, let me just say the younger generation, because I am almost 64. So it's distracting for me, but the younger generation may find this inspiring. And that's why this is coming from me, not from, anybody else. So, if you felt that music just pushed it over a little farther, then good for you. That's you may be the demographic that they're looking at. They may not be looking at me for the demographic. So that could be the situation as far as that. But overall, I like I said, I watched it twice. I did not feel like my money was wasted. So, and Holly and many of the tribe reminded me that now I get to watch it whenever I want. That $30 that you have to invest, $29.99 or whatever it is, gives you all access to it until it opens up for free. So you have all that access. So if there's a movie you're really excited about, you have all that access. It's not like you see it once and it's gone, like at the movie theater, right? So that woke me up, because I didn't realize that that's the way it worked, but that is the way it works. So it's in my library now, and I can punch it anytime I want and watch it anytime I want. So that's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty cool to get to do it. But I like the way Disney kind of gives you a premiere movie that you can choose whether you invest in it or not. And then they do like they did with Soul. I guess there's one coming up now. I can't remember the name of it. But they're just going to drop it on Disney Plus. They're not going to have any kind of premiere period. And so they give you a little, and they have you invest in another one. So I think that this is a formula that works. I think it does. I'm not going to always pay that $30, but I really do appreciate things like Soul dropping, and I don't have to pay extra. My membership to Disney Plus pays for it, and pays for a lot of other really cool things, not to mention vintage Disney, which I haven't seen since I was younger. That's always a pleasure. I love their special series that talk about Pixar, talk about what it takes to make a comic book, talk about life at Disneyland, because I'm an Imagineer. My life, it would be actually at Imagineering, and I'm a come here, get away Imagineer, so it's different for me. But I'm not at the studio. I won't go into that now. But the thing is that what's nice is that you get to see people and what their job is as a cast member of Disneyland. And I love that series. Anytime it pops up and says new episodes, I've got to race and see that. And then the making of anything. I think I've mentioned before that one of my favorite things on Disney Plus is WandaVision. And I watched it again, and I'm not a Marvel person. I'm not about Marvel. I'm not about... The only characters in that I really get excited about is Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I did it so much that I named my dog after that, and I'm going to make her a little outfit like Rocket because she looks just like Rocket. So, but that's the one that I love when that character's on camera. But my husband is a real Marvelite, and he really loves the Marvel Universe, and he helps me to keep track of the Marvel Universe, okay? Because we were driving. Where were we? We were going to see our friend on Saturday, and I saw this huge poster, and I said, oh, look, it's Thor's brother, Loki, because I could tell because he had the horns. Many of you, he's a favorite of yours, right? So I said, oh my gosh, it looks like he's going to be in a new movie. And my husband says, yes. And I said, well, what's the name of it? And he said, Loki. And apparently it comes out like the 15th of June or something on Disney Plus. But my husband just started laughing, yeah, it's a big stretch to the title, Loki. Actually, I think that's a really clever title, because instead of trying to say a film with Loki in it, all you have to do is remember Loki, and you're going to find that film on Disney Plus. And of course, it's going to be right in front. But I found that amusing. So we will be tuning into that, because fair is fair. If my husband has to sit through, I don't know, episodes of Ted Lasso for the 50th time, one of my favorite, the best series of the year, it's only fair to let him have me sit with him and and watch Marvel. And he is there to help me understand Marvel because so when I saw WandaVision, I had to find out who is Wanda. And I had to find out who or what is Vision. And he was very sweet to share that with me. And I have fallen in love with those two characters. I like them very much, and I love them in that series. And I love that series because I could watch it with my husband and enjoy it for different reasons. My husband watched it for Marvel. I watched it for the classic television shows that I saw as a kid that they recreated. And on Disney Plus, they have a making of, and it's fabulous. It's just fabulous to watch the making of and see what they went through to do it. So if you have Disney Plus and you want to check that out, you really should if you haven't already. It's just amazing. And that's what I like about that channel. It's a really, really good channel. My husband is kind of 50-50 about the channel, but I really love the channel. I think it's great. The other one we do is the Criterion channel, which is these movies that can be in a pick a language. Tend to watch a lot of Japanese, but the other day, I watched a movie called The Fire is Coming or something like that. It was a Spanish film, and I did not understand it. I watched it twice, and I still didn't get why it was in the Criterion Collection, and that happens. I spent a lot of time looking like this, But I do like black and white. I really love black and white films and television. And I love when somebody shoots something and works in black and white. I think it's a lot harder, a lot more challenging. And it's very, very cool when it's done right. It's just the depth and the grit. And, sometimes a movie is kind of but it's in black and white. And I'm like, woohoo, black and white. So that's kind of the way I felt about CRUELLA, which was a different black and white, wasn't it? Black, white, red. But it was quite lovely. And there were a lot of characters that surrounded her that were fun. Very fun and interesting. And I think the time frame they did it was really a good call too. So I think you'll enjoy it. I know this is not a roaring woohoo about it, but it is just me opening up and talking about that. So let's go over and hear what you have to say. How was your weekend? How was, what'd you do? Good morning, Bob Burdine. And Angie's in the house. Let's get this way off with some great stories and kindness. Yes. Like I said, Saturday was a service day. It was doing something nice for someone you care about. And we did that. And then I came home and I was like, wow, I'm really a little tired. But I watched the movie, stayed up till the very end and had a pizza, which, like I said, I don't eat pizza a lot, but when I do, it's got to be. So my husband has found a place that just makes it. It's just so. It is as good as if you've seen Soul, when number 22 goes, oh my gosh, she comes to earth and this is, that's the kind of like this pizza is. It's that kind of a joyful thing. So it was a lovely Saturday night. And then I just zonked. It was a long day. So thank you, Angie. Yes. Hello, Deanna. Angie says, thoughts and prayers for your grieving friend. So long to be with someone and have them pass away. It's devastating. And, you have a dog that's been with you a long time, or a cat that's been with you a long time. And all of a sudden they're out of your life. And you're really grieving for yourself. But yeah, it can be really rough to not have them. You start, your body tingles, doesn't it? You kind of feel the ghostly touches. Or your lap, if your dog or your cat or whatever, your little child, your little fur child or your pet child, your scale baby, whatever you're into, as far as pets are concerned, you just remember certain things about them, and when they're gone, the ghosts are kind of still around, and so you just kind of go, yeah, I just gotta get through this, yeah. Yeah, buddy, that's a chocolate malt. Thank you, Bob Burdine. And it's funny because we go to a place called Mel's Diner, and the first thing we say is, "You're making it right, right?" Now, Johnny Rockets, and we don't know if there's a lot of Johnny Rockets open. They have closed a lot, but Johnny Rockets not only does the shake right with the vanilla ice cream and the chocolate syrup and malt, the malt right, but they also do a proper cherry Coke, which is to take a Coca-Cola in a Coca-Cola shaped glass and add the cherry juice from the maraschino cherries into it. It's not that synthetic cherry. It's like the real deal, and the flavor cannot be beat. So if you have a Johnny Rockets in your area, try a cherry Coke over there. They do it the real way, and it's red and dark color, right? So kind of Cruella. I think that's the drink that Cruella would drink, is the dark Coke with the bright red cherry, to match her outfit. Yeah. Have you been able to see your mom yet? Glad your mother-in-law got her malt, but your mom needs donuts. Absolutely. Well, last week I was going to go and couldn't get an appointment, but this week I'm going to for sure go. In fact, today is the day I make the phone call to set up the appointment, and hopefully I can get one. They don't have appointments on the weekends, so it has to be Monday through Friday. Today would not be a good day, and Friday's not a good day. So it's got to happen in the middle. It's got to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because Monday and Friday are crazy for me. And I really want to give my mom the full attention. One thing my mom really doesn't have to worry about is I'm not one of these people. I mean, you've seen me do this every once in a while because I'm checking on something that I want to talk to you about, but I don't really pick up my phone and read it. In fact, most of the time I don't know where it is. And I think subconsciously I'd like it to stay over there and be a phone. So I will look at it occasionally, but I'm not like my husband looks at the phone all the time. He's reading and researching and doing, but to me, it makes me tired. So I leave it over here unless there's something that I want to share with you, or there's something that I have to look up. And yesterday, which was our family day that we didn't get to have because I have this deadline that I'm still working on, I looked over where it was supposed to be on the charger and had no idea it was not on the charger. I go, I don't know where my phone is. I have no idea. So we looked over. In fact, my husband did the find my phone thing so that we could find it, because that's what I mean. If I'm not really putting my attention on where I set it down, I can completely forget. Now, I knew it was in the house because I hadn't left the house, but so I didn't have any panic or anything. But I really do on occasion go, okay, I thought it was here and I have no idea where it is. My husband says it's because I secretly wish that it would just be a phone. I don't know, but it's just, and most of the time it sits in my bag. It does not get looked at. I did one thing while visiting my friend, which was I had this deadline and I was in communication with my partner, who I'm trying to get this done on a time, and he wrote me a question. So I laid it inside the bag so my friend who's grieving couldn't see, and just said, look, I'm in the hospital with a friend. Can I talk to you after? And that's when I use the phone, boom, But a lot of times I'm not, I don't, this is not something that I know a lot of you, this is something that you do. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because if you ever text me and you don't get an immediate response, don't get upset. It's not any reflection on you. It's because the phone is in a place that I'm not. Okay. A lot of the time. So as soon as it gets back into my hands, I do look through it and see if there's anybody that's reaching out to me, a phone call that I may have missed. But honestly, it spends a lot of time like over there. And it could be because I'm older. That's all, But Angie, yes, I'm going to be bringing my mom some donuts because she does need donuts. My dilemma is she likes Krispy Kreme, but we have one of the best donuts places that in my city that has won awards for how good their donuts are. And I think I'd like to take her those donuts because they taste so much better. No offense, Krispy Kreme. But then again, Krispy Kreme might give me a free dozen. And if they do, then I can bring a dozen to the caregivers too. So it's kind of like, okay, who's having the special, right? Got to be real, right? Yeah. Shelby says, hello. Hope you're having a nice day. Sorry, free friend. Also, as far as your carving goes, take your time. I'm not very big on cash since the pandemic. If something is available, don't wait on me. Yeah, I know. Well, here's the thing about the carving. Okay, you bring up something, Shelby, that is very, very pertinent, and that is that I finally got a hold of Rolly Crump's email, and I have written him. So we're going to find out about the chess set. Whoa! And I also, oh, this is so crazy. I saw a chessboard that I fell in love with, and I'm reworking it to be a special collector's chessboard that I will probably build or have built for you to have if you have to have a chess set. And it's like totally weird. I'm going to show it to Rolly. I still plan. Now, Rolly Crump and I are doing a collaborative set, a chess set based on his art, Museum of the Weird. And yeah. So on the AMA, if you haven't seen it, feel free to ask me that, and I will pull out a couple of the drawings. You can see them. But we're going to get started on that now. And mainly, I'm just waiting to hear back from him, and we're going to get going. So that's coming up. And then also, the ghosts will have to pretty much exit. I see them exiting around, I think the last 5 of the illuminating ghosts get delivered around September. I still have 10 sets left, but I think the last of the adopted sets go out August, September, I want to say. Hopefully. And then once those seem to be moving along at a good steady pace, I can start to consider the next piece. I also have a dear friend and tribe member, Nate Singleton, who has flown in from New York, and we're going to get together because I am doing a private commission for him. I do that, a little private one of a kind for you. And I have not started it yet. I started the sketch, but I have not sculpted yet because these ghosts have taken so much time. So luckily, Nate is very laid back about it, but had I known he was going to be here and I could have pushed through, I would have had something for him to look at. Depending on if he and I meet this weekend, I think he's here till next weekend. If I can see him kind of later in the weekend, I might be able to at least get something rough so he can see what the size is roughly going to be and what the look is roughly going to be. I might be able to get that done for him so he can actually kind of see it, make him feel good. But that's another deadline. So deadline. Ay, right? Yeah. So Shelby, check the store often or email me and say what you got if there's something that you're curious about. But everything I put on in the store, and there's lots of pins there that are available and stuff like that. So yeah, my store, which is you go to my website, TeerriHardin.com, click on online store, and woof, that's where you can see what's there. Okay. Yay. It's very sweet of you to even mention that. Bob says, yes, I agree with ambient music as opposed to overwhelming music. Guardians of the Galaxy was a good soundtrack. And again, it made these songs popular to the newer generation who hadn't heard them. The younger generation hadn't heard them. And then they were looking for Walkmans, which Walkman sales went up. Walkmans that you could get for like $5 because they were that old. And you put in a cassette tape. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And yeah, so that's kind of cool. I didn't still have my Walkman. I have some old stuff here that honestly, what are you going to do with it? But that's kind of cool. A movie can just generate new life into something that is that of the past. Can it? Yes, indeed it can. So you're right, Bob. Good soundtrack. Honors last night. I did not see the honors, but I plan on watching it on YouTube. I got to tell you, there is a picture that my friend John Horney drew as the Disney Imagineer where the animator is like chained to the desk. That was me yesterday. I was just sketching my little heart out. And as soon as I'm done with the broadcast today, I'm going back to sketching because I need to have my sketches done and my drawings done to send up to my partner so he can do the next phase of this project that we're working on that I can't talk about. But that's what I did. So I really didn't have a lot of time to watch anything that I needed to see, but I know it's on YouTube. So I will be seeing it then. But thank you, Shelby, for asking me about that because you know I would have been there had I had the time yesterday. Usually I would because it's family day and we just chill and do what we, sit on the swing out front, have a coffee, chat, talk, keep it easy. But yesterday I was up at 6 a.m. working my little tail off to get some things done. And tomorrow I'm going to do a podcast with someone out of Nova Scotia. So thank you for listening to this. Thank you if you're just joining us and you're wondering what the heck is this. It's just Teerri Hardin, Imagineer, sharing your thoughts with you. And you can ask me questions or you can make a comment and I will comment on them. Monday's a little shorter than my Fridays, which are a little longer. But if it sounds like something you want to do, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if not, pop in when you feel like it. And I won't be offended as I can talk for a while. Good morning, Ava. I love this version of Cruella. Vicky, I got to tell you, that is what made me jump the broom, so to speak. Okay, I wasn't going to do it, but I heard from so many people like you that it was just fabulous. And I believe you. And so I did. And did it make my heart go, wah! Seriously and truthfully, it did not. But I will tell you, I didn't regret spending the money to see the premiere. I didn't regret it at all. I thought it was money well spent. So that with someone who's in the film industry, sometimes that's the best you can hope for. And those costumes just blew me. I mean, wow, just that was, you want to see Cruella live. That was Cruella live and I loved it. And she's one of my favorite villains. So I really enjoyed, really enjoyed that journey. And yeah, it wasn't wow for me, but it was still very good. The goal with me is if it's not a wow or it's not super cheesy, because I love that too. You may remember the movie Meg. I love Meg. I watch it all the time. I love it. That's just a giant shark movie is like totally stupid. It eats like buildings and stuff, but I love it. I'm there. But just that's an escape movie. And I love that, or Liam Neeson movies or, there are actors that I love to watch where I just, watch them because if it's a cheesy movie or it's not just love watching them. So, so this one was worth it. This one was well worth it. And I did enjoy myself. So like you, Vicky, when Vicky told me she loved it, people like you, Vicky, told me they loved it. And I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. And it was an early birthday present for me. So I did enjoy it. I did not go gaga, but I still liked it. So, so congratulations that you really loved it. I love when a person's heart can go, woohoo! Thought it was great, like many children in the world who saw Frozen for the first time, when it was released, and you still, as parents, are hearing, dressing, listening to your children saying, let it go, to years later. Yeah, if you have that kind of feeling about a movie, then that's really, really special. Yeah, I think it's good. That's the way I felt about Soul. And I thought Soul was just brilliant. And I'm constantly, I said, my new thing now is if I don't think much about something, I go, meh. Like 22. We were saying that the other day, meh. And it brings it right back. So a lot of fun. Tim Gillette, you're in the house. How are you? I apologize. I know you had an event. Tim had an event that was really worth it. This was not the weekend. One day at a time, guys. If your life is full of deadlines, as long as you're moving, and if you move too much and you need to rest, give yourself permission to rest. And Tim, that I will work very hard to be there this coming Wednesday. Loki drops Wednesday morning on Disney. So the date is this Wednesday morning. So, okay, so today's the 7th, the 9th? Really? I thought it was the 15th. Okay, well, there you go. See, I learned something. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, I got to check. I know my husband's really going to want to check it out. So, I find something. I mean, honestly, I don't just go, oh, not another comic book movie. It's not that way, okay? Because I love Star Wars, like, to death, all right? So much that I'm writing a book about it that will come out next year. But the point is that, everybody has what they like, and you do it for the one because you love them and stuff. And I don't completely go, oh, not again. There were a couple of movies, I'm going to be honest with you, that I just was like, okay, too much sensory overload. And I just kind of sat there going, explain it to me later. But most of the time, if it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy films, those were fun for me to watch. Sequences in the second one I liked, but the first one I liked, it's hard. There was bits in both of them that I really, really loved. And then there are, What's Not to Love with Baby Groot, and Rocket, who is my absolute favorite. And then the blue guy with the fin. I loved him too. So, and then the guy the guy with the fin, who's the part of the crew of the guy with the fin. Isn't it great? It's like I'm talking in code. Here, watch somebody who doesn't know much about Marvel tell you what. So guy with the fin as a crew member that the arrow is passed on to, and he's just adorable too. He's super adorable. So there's a lot to watch is what I'm saying. So there's things I can grasp onto that hold on while my husband enjoys the entire film. And then afterwards, he can tell me about it. Also, watching it streaming, he can stop and tell me something before it happens so that I can kind of be prepared. So he'll sort of lay the groundwork for me, and then off we go on the attraction, right? So Rolly plus Teerri, epic! Yes, thank you, Richard. I'm very excited that I'm going to hear from him. I believe that I will. And if not, I will do what I call Shawshank, which means I'll just send the email again. You ever watch Shawshank Redemption? One of my favorite movies. Written by Stephen King, by the way. And Shawshank Redemption, he keeps writing letters so he can get a library for the prison that he's in. And he just keeps writing and writing and writing until they go, okay. And they give him books. Now please stop writing. So I'll just, if a person doesn't answer me, I give them a couple days, and then I just do it again, very politely, not mean. Don't have to have any kind of emotion attached to it. Just, hey, maybe you didn't see this, Here it is again. Thought I'd remind you, maybe you got busy. Like, it's not like I don't get busy. So maybe you got busy. Let me just send that to you, which is why I told you about texting. Don't take it personal, because most of the time I'm looking for my phone. Hello. Oh, and Miss Bella, looks like you had a great weekend. We hope it continues. Yes, we do. We want you happy. And you know it. Clap your hands. Hi, Teerri Clark. Gotta tell you that Bella on our Zoom call, Bella and her grandmother and her mom are members of my Patreon page, Teerri's Tribe. And Bella brings us jokes on Zoom. She lives in the UK. She's 9 years old, and she brings us fun jokes. And many people tune in to hear Bella's jokes. So you never know what fun we're going to have on that Zoom call, but it's always good. And we're usually on for about an hour and a half. So it's not something that just comes and goes. But then you guys know that from looking at what's happening here. Yeah. Yes, indeedy. Jenna says, I watched Cruella and it was good. There you go. See? Yes, Bob, it was good. I saw my great grandpa, Mummy and Grandma cuddles with me. Yeah, there you go, right? If you like it, you love it, you love it. Leo says, it's so good. The performances are strong, and I love the soundtrack. So here's Leo Holzer, who is telling you right off the bat, he thought the music and everything connected well. So you can't please everybody in a movie. Some people are going to find that this doesn't really work for them. For me, the soundtrack didn't work. I found it distracting. But now Leo you have here says, I thought it worked great. So there you go, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Let me just use this opportunity to say, if you have different opinions, just share your opinion and go back and forth with the opinion. Don't get personal. Don't say, well, that's really stupid, or that's a dumb idea, or what are you, crazy? That's personal attacks that you don't really need to do, no matter what you're discussing. Okay. And if you can't discuss the subject without getting personal on the person you're discussing it with, my advice is probably not to discuss that subject. Okay. If you want to remain friends. Okay. If you love your friend for 35, 40 years, don't let a disagreement ruin what's taken so long to build. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let me drink my shake here a little bit. These are days I don't get breakfast so I have brunch, sort of. So thank you, Leo. I appreciate that. LOL, says Deanna. I think she's agreeing with you. In the Heights, okay. Looking forward to In the Heights. Looks really good. Oh, is this the movie? This is the one that just drops. You don't have to pay a premium price, right? Okay. Yeah. I just saw something flash by when I was hunting for another cool documentary, which documentaries are my favorite. I love learning about stuff. So, yeah. I love learning about stuff. In fact, we got on this discussion on Zoom a little bit about the Queen Elizabeth. And in 1977, I saw the Queen. And I just went crazy. I got really emotional, and I was just like, and she was close to me. By close, I mean like 30, 40 feet. Okay. But we had some people on the Zoom call who are from the UK where they actually were in her presence, and they spoke with her and she spoke back, or they spoke to her, that she asked them a question, like they were like this. I don't even know what that's like. I mean, I got the opportunity to speak with Dom Judi Dench, who I'm a super fan of. She spent 20 minutes with me and another young lady after a special movie. She was guest talking. I walked up to tell her how much I love her and her body of work. And she was so gracious. She said, I got about 10, 20 minutes. You guys want to chat a bit? And we're like, yeah, no. Yeah, of course we said yes. And one of the questions I asked her was, what was it like being in the presence of the Queen? Because, I mean, the UK has a queen. The UK has a queen and princes. And, we know that life is not all roses. It's work. But it's so lovely that we can actually see the royal coach, the royal palace, the royal guards for real. It's not just in a book. They're like there, and it's super. I don't know. I got really emotional. It was cool when I went there in 1977 and saw her Silver Jubilee. I was just, I just love it. I love it. I love learning about her. I love hearing about them. I love the way her husband stood by her and supported her in every way he could. He probably could give her advice, but he didn't have the final word because she's the queen. She's not only your wife, she's running a country. So it's just, yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. When Bella and Jana and everyone shared that with me, I loved it. I loved it. I loved seeing it. I loved experiencing it vicariously through you, because I don't know that that's ever going to happen to me, where I'm going to be that close to someone that amazing. So Shawshank Redemption is my favorite movie as well. Yes, Angie, love it, love it. That and Green Mile. Yeah, both of them. That's one of the best things about the tribe. We do respect each other's opinions, and through the year, we have become more than acquaintances. We all enjoy sharing our experiences. It's a lot of fun. The Zoom calls are the big deal. I'm really glad that I decided to do this. And I used to do them early, but now we do them later so that people like Bella and her family in the UK, Anna, my friend Liz, all of them can join because it's after their workday. See, during the pandemic, what happened when I had them early was that it conflicted because many in the UK were working at home too, and Wi-Fi was at a premium. Everybody needed that bandwidth. So I had to make sure. So I pushed it back and asked them so that their broadcast day, their work day ended. Maybe they could grab a little dinner and sit with me while I'm broadcasting in the AM while they're in the PM, you know? So this is what we kind of do with each other. We kind of say, how is it for you? Is it working? And it seems to work because we've got a lot more people joining us on those Zoom calls than we did before. And I think it's because it fits. And we're getting them from the UK, which is where I don't want the UK to feel like, or Europe, or, it's the UK, Portugal, France, etc. We've got them all on that Zoom call. It's a lot of fun. It's a great tribe. It's a great group of people. And if you think your voice would be something you'd like to add, please, patreon.com/Teerri Hardin. Check it out. And if you want to be a part of it, then go for it. I'd love to have you. And thank you for that, Bob and Rose. Thank you. Leo says, King loves Stand By Me so much that Rob Reiner's production gets the first crack to purchase the film rights for $1. Oh, isn't that nice? That is, well, Rob Reiner, Carl Reiner, rock stars, right? I mean, come on, rock stars. Princess Bride. What's not to love about that movie? Woo! That movie is amazing. That's an amazing movie. So, Rob Reiner and Carl and all of them. When you wanted fun and you wanted story, I always think of the Reiners. Yeah, I love them. So that's cool, Leo. A nice bit of info there. Prince Philip was a true man, not scared to let her lead because he loved her. Yeah, and here's the other thing about that you point out, Angie, that was very good, is he wasn't afraid to tell her the truth. It's very important if you're someone that is that powerful that you have a couple of people that you can turn to who look past the icing right down to the center heart of the cake, right? And tell you like it is. You need that because if everybody is yesing you because you're someone like the Queen of England, it doesn't help. And she needs people who will counsel her truthfully. And I can just almost guess without even thinking about it that was Prince Philip. Yeah, and I think vice versa too. However, it's easier the vice versa. I would imagine there are times Prince Philip didn't want to tell her straight up, but had to because he loved her and he loves her. And oh my gosh. Awesome, as you said, Angie. Those Stephen King movies are all amazing for the most part. Well, Stephen King is very interesting, okay? I wasn't a fan of his horror stuff. I thought it was always a thick book and that he got paid by the word, okay? So I felt if you read the beginning, the middle, and the end, you got pretty much the book and the rest was fluff. No offense, Stephen. That's the way I felt. And then I found out from Stephen King that his dream projects were actually Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile, which are not scary. Okay, they're scary, but they're not horror genre like it. They are stories, real good stories. And Stephen said that that's the stuff he loves to write. But here's a real wake-up call for you artists out there who want to live your heart. You've got to make sure you can eat and you're sustaining yourself. You're taking care of yourself. And that may mean being a little commercial. And Stephen found out that he had this ability to write scary novels and he blew the doors off of horror and terror and blah, blah, blah. So he made himself a nest, pretty nice nest, you'd say, And then he was able to write these two films that he loved, Green Mile and Shawshank. And hopefully he'll come up with something along those lines again, because that's when my heart went pity pat. That's when I became an ultra Stephen King fan, is after those two films. I said, I just want to say, Stephen, write something more like that. You're powerful enough now, and you can write what you want. And I'm there. I'm so there. But even if you're super powerful, sometimes they tell you no. You know, for example, there was an exhibit you all may remember called That's from Disney. It was out in Studio City, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And I was on a panel there speaking about what I do and whatever to help promote this auction that was eventually going to happen after this. And I got to be on stage with the artist Shag. And I was surprised to see because I look at him and I think the ultimate rock star in Disney, in the Disney world. I think, he makes the shirts, he makes the cards, he makes mouse ears. He does, I think everything he touches has like a Midas touch. But when I spoke with him, he was like, not necessarily. And he pointed out that a book that he had illustrated for this event, when he first illustrated it, and his art is very, very fun and reminiscent of classic Disney, which I think is why we all love it, is he had a kid's fist up like this, riding a bobsled, right? And it was like this, and Disney made him change it to this because they didn't want this. They said, no, that's power position. So he had to change the hat. I mean, when you have someone as famous as him, and telling him he's got to change it. So maybe Stephen is running into that too, Even, no matter who you are, sometimes you get people that are like, so there you have it, right? You just never know. I remember Jack Nicholson saying that he started to do comedy because he was tired of doing drama. But when he went to do drama, they told him, he was a comedian. He was a comedic actor, and they didn't think he could do drama. This is because the filmmakers were young and they hadn't seen films like Chinatown. And he was like, really? I remember him saying, and that's like, you're as good as your latest piece, what you do. Hello, you guys. Hello, Bella. You heard me talking about you, didn't you? Indeed you did, because you're so special. In the Heights is in theaters and on HBO Max beginning Friday. Okay, so this is something different. I'll see it on HBO first, and it's good. And if it's good as the early reviews suggest, yay, right? I do not have HBO Max. I let that one go. I will be getting back to it later. But I did get to see King Kong, or Godzilla versus King Kong, or King Kong versus Godzilla, which was fun, and Mortal Kombat. And then I will come back for Dune, which happens later in the summer. I'll get back on there. But if I subscribe to every channel that I think might have something I want to watch, I would be broke. It'd be like $100 a month. So that's what you got to kind of be careful of is just don't subscribe to everything unless you get a special bonus. Apple TV is another one. I saw an amazing series that's on Apple TV and on Showtime. I saw one, and I usually get the first one dropping and showing me like a teaser, Teerri, come back. And oh my gosh, so good. That later on, maybe I'll, take a month and watch it, but I'm just going to let it sort of fill up, and then I'll binge watch it. Yeah. Because I don't watch enough. Let me say it. Yeah. Wind it back. I don't watch enough television to warrant a ton of channels. So I have Amazon Prime because I love the shipping, and the bonus is the Prime movies, which is where I'm watching Downton Abbey right now. Sort of in the background, I'm listening to it. Netflix and Criterion and Disney Plus. That's it. Yep. Boop, boop. And then regular television. Yeah. Got to get my KTLA 5 news. Good morning, Teerri. I'm late, but here. Have a good weekend. Happy birthday. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much. That's June 21st, the longest day of the year, because God realized when he was creating this little crazy girl, she needed every second of every minute of every hour of every day. So I was born on the longest day of the year. Indeed. Yes, I will fill a day. When people come out and they say, "Are you tired of procrastinating?" I don't do that very often. Yeah. I may do some things on the back burner and do other things that are right in front of me, kind of like the shell game, but procrastination is not, I have trouble resting. Yeah. In fact, when I'm sitting still, my foot wiggles. That energy is still there. I have to be doing something. It's very hard for me just to sit still, which is why Rocket has to like lay on top of me and make me sit still. And then if you're one of those people who always feels, a lot of entrepreneurs feel this way, if you feel like you've got to be constantly, understand, like they say in Soul, don't be obsessive, live your life. And what does that mean? Are you gardening? Are you doing something fun for you that doesn't necessarily move your career forward? Do that occasionally, okay? It's not that later it couldn't help your career move forward. Like I'm painting now. Who knows where that's going to go once I figure out my style. Maybe I'll sell a painting, who knows? But right now I'm having a blast just playing in the medium. It's nice to see a lot of color. When I sculpt, it's brown until my painters usually do the painting. I delegate that. I'll probably go to a matinee with a communal audience and a large screen. Leo, I think it's a good idea. My friend Michael Roman did that. He went on $6 Tuesday at the AMC. If you're a Stubbs member, you can get a $6 Tuesday and you can go and see it. And if you go at an obscure time of the day, it's even less people than what the theater is allotted. Yeah, so it's really fun. And I would have done that except for my husband didn't want me to. Right now, he's still, let's be safe. When we were out on Saturday, we noticed a lot of people were not wearing masks and you don't know where they've been. So you have to be careful. Yeah. And then, even though you're vaccinated, you could get, so we don't do a lot of, "Hi, how you doing? Let's have a party" kind of attitude. Yeah. And when we went to see our friend, we didn't know if he was vaccinated or not, thinking probably not. And so when we went in there, we had to be, the fever test, which I'm kind of, because not everybody has a fever. But, and then they gave us masks. So we had our cloth masks, but they made us put on the N95 masks. They just said those work better. And it was, a fresh mask. And they said, you got to put this on if you're going to go visit. And so that's what we did. We complied with what they needed because we wanted him safe and we wanted to do as they asked. And so, yeah, because he wasn't wearing a mask and neither was his caregiver. But we know that they're safe because it's in a facility. Yeah. So that was cool. Yeah, it was cool. But I have no problem complying. I really don't. I want people safe. You've heard me say it a million times. If you're not new to this, this is what I say all the time. Rose Red and Storm of the Century are great. I could watch them over and over. Yes. Angie sounds like me and the Leslie Ann Warren Cinderella. Yeah, I watched that so much. I know the songs. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be. See, you don't even need to worry about it. This is live and I'll sing and it may not be great, but I don't care. Sometimes singing makes you feel good, sometimes that's the other thing you can do if you can get yourself, like if you're feeling sad and you can think of a song that brings you up, like "Abba dabba 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 dabba," said the monkey to the chimp, that automatically, or the Henson one, do 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 do. I don't know why, but how can you stay sad after the song? You don't have to do it publicly, like on a broadcast, like I'm doing, but you can sit in the corner, and if you're feeling kind of down, you kind of just like, and it might be sad at first, do, 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 do. Mana, mana, do, 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 do. Mana, mana, do, 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 do. See, it's kind of hard to stay sad when you're doing something like that. See, and that you don't even need to sing. You just make sounds. And there I go, off and giggling again. I agree, Angie. That's the way I perceived him. Strength behind the strength. In other words, he offered his support and her confident. Yep. Bingo. Well said, Bob. Love Shag. Me, I do too. Yeah, yeah. And I have a pair of his mouse ears, his big, fancy, ultra cool, collectible mouse ears in the cool box, and given to me at some point. And I had never got to meet the man. And meeting the man and sitting there and having a conversation of your life must be great. Because if you're on the outside looking in at somebody's life, you go, your life must be great. And then they kind of tell you, yeah, for the most part, but we have our challenges as well. And that's what he pointed out with this. And I said, really? Because you kind of just think he can do whatever he wants. You get that feeling, but no, he can't necessarily. And that's good to hear him kind of share that with you, so that not that you know it's not all roses for him, but he's kind of like, there are things that you're going to find that aren't all awesome. There's going to be a few things that kind of go against your grain, and you just roll with it. It's pretty much what he was saying, and he's amazing. He was amazing. I think he's an amazing guy. Being born on the longest day is so amazing. Happy early birthday. Yeah, Savannah, I say the same thing. I feel very, very blessed. 21. And we have a thing called the 21 Club. It's a gathering kind of anyone who's born on the 21st, including my dog, Rocket. She was born on the Queen's birthday, 21st of April. We're often inviting the Queen to be a part of the 21 Club, but so far she hasn't answered. But anyone who's in the 21 Club, we just kind of say, hey, and kind of do a happy dance. You're the 21st. You're the 21st. And you can be the 21st in any month. Okay, so I have my friend Kimberly and my friend Kathy and my friend, all these people that were born on the 21st, and you just kind of, it's like driving the same car, right? If you have a little roadster or a Boxster, or in my case, a Mustang, you kind of drive past, ooh. I don't know if Tesla people do that. Do you do that? Or you just kind of look at people as you go by? Or something? I don't know. Don't own a Tesla, so I'm not sure. They're very quiet. So, but that's kind of like, you see cars similar, and you kind of, when I had a Jeep, it was really contagious, you'd honk the horn, and, when you had, if you have a Jeep or a Hummer or something like that, one of those big, it wasn't a big, massive car. It was a Wrangler, but it was very, very, you could catch it all the time. So yep. Paramount is now offering $5 monthly plan with advertising. My wife wants to get it for all the Star Trek sign-offs and legacy content. Yeah, well, they're doing that too. In fact, Apple is what, $4.99? Apple TV? Yeah, Paramount's doing that. Paramount is actually, my husband told me the other day, Paramount is linked with someone else. Who have they linked with, Leo? It's Paramount and somebody else. They kind of joined forces and did it. So you get both of that content together for that price. But if you have 10 channels and everyone is $4.99, that's $50 a month. And not all of them are that, are they? If you throw in an HBO in there, $15.99, or a Showtime, same deal. They have lots of content, and don't get me wrong. It's just, you got to take a look at that streaming bill and decide, how much do you really watch TV? Is your return on investment good? And so the ones that I told you that I have, the return on investment's really good. Yeah. On Netflix, I love to watch the top 10. So Netflix does a thing as what's the top 1 to the top 10. And I love taking a peek in there and seeing what's the top 10, and I'll click on a movie and have it in the background and go, oh yeah, this is pretty good. So I'll actually turn around and watch it on times, but I don't watch a lot of TV. So it really isn't. Prime comes to me because I like their shipping. You can't beat their shipping. It's like, okay, get it the same day or the next day. You can't beat it. And then Prime is a bonus. So that's sort of there. And Netflix, I've always liked Netflix. Netflix is really known for a lot of good content. My phone, I forgot, Hulu is attached to my phone service. So Hulu is free because it's attached to my cellular service. And I don't really watch Hulu a lot because it's got a ton of commercials and I get tired. But you can upgrade it. Of course you can, for a little more money and have no commercials, but no, I don't watch it enough to do that sort of thing. And then I also have broadcast television. So if I can record things like This Is Us, which is one of my favorite series, I'll just record it and watch it like that. All kinds of ways you can do it and save money. So watch those pennies, guys. Make sure you're checking out that channel and it's not getting you. There was a channel called Hiya I had for a while. It was only $3 a month. But then I found that after I watched a few, it's Chinese like Kung Fu. After watching a few of the movies, I wasn't watching it again. So I let it go. So just saying. Just saying, let it go. That song made me dance and smile. See, it does it. If you are feeling sad, works. And you're not embarrassed to and then if you've ever seen the Henson gay bit where they do it's really special. It's one of my favorite things, but super clever. So I'm always just when you're feeling like kind of just try to pull that forward and it gets you out, get you out. Thank you for saying that, Angie. We're already talking about wearing masks during flu season. Yeah. Good idea. In China and in Japan, they wore it to let you know they weren't feeling well. And they wanted to keep you safe. Before the pandemic, across Asia, they did that a lot. And I thought that was cool. In fact, I had a little trouble finding these masks, and I brought several back from China when we went to China because I liked having them on. They also helped a bit with pollution because China's very polluted and you have to watch what times you go there because the pollution is so thick. It can be very, very hazardous to your health. I wanted to walk on the Great Wall. Beijing is one of the most polluted places in the world. Yeah. For the longest time, they had never been able to see a sunset. Pandemic hit, people stopped driving. They actually got to see a sunset. In fact, many people would wheel patients out of hospitals so that they could see the sunset because they'd never seen it before. True story. Yep. So you got to watch that pollution. So these masks are a really good idea. Absolutely, Leo. Yes, I believe it too. He says we believe masks are beneficial. Indeed, they are, to protect you. Good morning, says Joseph. Missed your first hour. Saw CRUELLA, enjoyed it. I'll watch later for your thoughts since I'm going out soon. Have a great day and an early birthday wish. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph is always also a wealth of information, so I love to hear from anything he has to impart. Have you watched the Mighty Ducks Game Changers new series on Disney Plus? No, I haven't. But I'll tell you a Mighty Duck story. I had one, Savannah, didn't you? I should show you the my jersey that's signed by all the Ducks. Now, I don't know sports, but at the time that I got the jersey signed by all the Ducks, I had done a Mighty Duck sculpted pumpkin. So that's why they traded it for the jersey. So I still have it. Yeah, I still have it. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. I don't know what to do with my jersey. You certainly can't wear it with all the signatures, but I do. I have it. Couldn't frame it. I don't have any room anywhere. But it was great. I got to meet them all and do this pumpkin for them years ago. That year, I think I left my portfolio on top of my car and lost it. Little one. I do mini ones because my other one is really big. So I haven't seen it yet, but I will. I'll go check it out. I'm going to write it down. I'll ask Grandma to ask Glenn to invite Queen to Rocket's party. There you go. Do that. I'll bet you could get that done, Bella. I believe you could. Yes, I do. If anyone's going to do it, you guys can do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're the same way and took advantage of deals on, yes, there you go. Yeah. A lot of people for Disney Plus got like some sort of super package deal at D23. And I was only a D23 for the Friday of that D23 that happened before the pandemic. So I did not get such a deal. But many of you did. And that's been bonus for you guys, right? Big, good thing. Like you could sign up for like, yeah, you guys got a super yummy deal. And that's what you're looking for, those super yummy deals. Bob says, have to go. Thank you. Mwah. Love you, Bob. Love you, love you. We're about to wind it up here as well. Good money. One of our sous chefs used to work at Disneyland Club 33 and was trained by Oscar. Yes. Yes. Club 33 is a great place, isn't it? Yep. Yep. In fact, now that they have the lounge, it is really, it is off the chain. Michael, it is beautiful. That lounge was a good shift. I know some people didn't think so, but I really loved it. That's amazing. I know, right? It's so funny. Bye. Love you. Sweet dreams. They're so cute. That is Bella, of course. Hi, Teerri. Missed the first hour and hope to catch up on your review of Cruella. Loved it. I know, Wendy. I know. That's what I'm getting from everyone is they loved it. And that's good. That's good. It certainly wasn't the live action Mulan. Thank God. So I am with you on that. And Savannah says it was an amazing deal. That's why we did it. Exactly. And that was nice of them to offer you guys such a great deal because I think the content on Disney Plus just keeps getting better and better. You know, I really think they've done a really great thing with the Disney Plus channel. I really think it's wonderful. But with that, my friends, I'm going to say I'm so glad we had this time together. And say do something nice for someone and you'll feel so much better, or yourself. Do the do song and give yourself special. We took advantage, says Leo, of streaming deals, especially pre-launch. That's what I'm talking about. The D23 3-year deal and the HBO deal, prepaid, no monthly. Exactly. So you just have it, don't you? You just have it right there. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us today, Savannah, and everyone else. You be good, be safe, love you, mwah, and we'll see you. Those of you who are with the tribe, we'll see you Wednesday on the Zoom call. Otherwise, we'll see you Friday. Bye for now.